the real key to happiness is stop trying to be happy. That's it. Because when you're trying to be happy, when you're looking at happiness as this outside external thing that you need to achieve, you're not allowing yourself to live fully in the present moment with whatever it is that's there. And if you're in a space where you are trying to be happy, my guess is you're either depressed or anxious or something else that's like those, some other uncomfortable emotion, and you're not able to accept those emotions, thinking that I don't want to be feeling those, I just want to be happy and I just want this other thing. But people, I think, confuse happiness with peace. I don't want to be happy all the time. Happiness is just another emotion. It's just another experience. And it's a beautiful experience. And it's one that should be experienced fully whenever it's there, whenever you feel joy, whenever you feel that happiness. Enjoy the shit out of it in the present moment. But also know that it's not always going to be there, because that's not what the human experience is about. There are so many other beautiful emotions and beautiful experiences that we have. And being human is about being able to let ourselves feel and experience all of that. And it's funny too, because when I think of the times where I'm most happy, if I just like burst out laughing with just absolute joy, typically there are tears that are somewhere in the mix of that, because sadness and happiness are just on opposite ends of the spectrum, and they're often experienced together. So I've had some of my most amazing, joyful moments right after feeling some of the saddest, deepest, most difficult emotions ever. Because once I allow myself to really feel those, like that's where the happiness lies. And that's where it is. But, if you find yourself focusing a lot on the past and focusing on the things that happened to you, you're living in the past. You're not in the present. And that's what creates those depressed feelings of thinking that, oh, I wish that things were different. I wish that that didn't happen. So then I could feel happy if only that thing didn't happen. But it's the inability to accept those things that happen that keep you stuck there, and it keeps the emotions that were brought up, whatever they were, whatever the uncomfortable emotions that maybe you didn't want to feel then, they're now trapped inside of you because you didn't allow yourself to fully feel them when they happened in that present moment. And that's okay. But if you find yourself focusing on those things that happened in the past, that means that now you've carried them into the present with you. And now they're here with you in this present moment. And if you're so focused on, oh, I don't want to feel those, I just want to be happy right now, all you need to do is allow yourself to feel the emotions that are there and go into them fully and be present with them. And then you'll find most of the time, once you do that, you'll just naturally be happy. You'll start to feel that joy again, and you'll start to feel that peace because you've allowed them to move through you in whatever way you need to, whether it's laughing, crying, farting, burping, all types of things, shaking. There are so many ways that you could let emotions pass through you, but that all comes back to being present and being in the present moment and realizing that life only happens right now in the present moment. And if you find yourself anxious, worrying about the future, that's another state of being. And a lot of the times for me, I know that happens when usually I am happy and I'm feeling really good. Like right now, for example. Ooh, that's windy. But you're so focused on maybe wanting to keep that happiness, or maybe thinking like, oh, I can, if I get this achievement or I get this thing, then I'll finally allow myself to be happy. But that's not how it works, because let's say you do get that thing and you're chasing your goal and your dream, and you're working hard and you're not happy while you're doing it, and then you finally get the thing. Guess what? Probably not going to be happy, because all the mind is going to do is the same thing it's been doing, which is make up some other thing in the future and say that, oh, well, now once you get this thing, then you can finally be happy. But you just have to come back to the present moment and accept the fact that maybe things are uncomfortable or maybe things are uncertain, and that's okay. There's nothing that you can do about that. There's nothing that we can do to control the way that we feel, but we can control how we react when those feelings come up, and how we sit with those feelings, and how we sit with ourselves, and how we always allow ourselves to come back to the present moment. And it's not about being perfect and never thinking about the past and never thinking about the future, because then you're just going to beat yourself up for that. It's about just being aware of when that is happening and realizing, like, oh, I'm thinking about the past right now. Okay, I wonder what I need to go into. I wonder if there's something I need to feel. Or, okay, I'm thinking about the future right now. I'm worried about something. Maybe that means that you need to prepare more. Maybe it means that there is some action that you need to take right now in the present moment. So when that future moment does come, you're not feeling that way. You're not feeling all worried and unprepared, or, whatever it might be. But it's all okay. And it's all here. And all of those emotions, everything that we feel as a human being, it's all part of the human experience. And it's all here for us to teach us a lesson. There's nothing more that we need to do other than just be and allow ourselves to be and exist in the present moment. And when you realize that, and when you start getting good at that, then you kind of start reshaping the things that you do in your life. And I think so many people are unhappy right now because they're not doing the things that they actually want to be doing with their lives. And that's because they're probably stuck in the past. You might be stuck in the past because maybe you've taken on a job or a role or something that you really didn't want to do, but you felt pressured to do by society, by another person, by school, by whatever it was. And now you find yourself stuck in this predicament that isn't bringing you any joy or fulfillment, and you want to do something else. But you think that because you've done this your whole life, that has to mean something. And so you just keep doing that thing, hoping that, one day you'll be happy. But you won't. That's it. Because that's not really what you want to be doing. You probably want to be living in a different way. But you're stuck in the past, and you've created this story around it that keeps you stuck there. And so when you come back to the present moment and feel those emotions that are there, you can start to actually look at the story and examine the story. And you can decide, does this thing still serve me right now? Is this actually who I want to be? Is this what I want to be doing? And if it is, cool, keep doing that. Feel the emotions that are there and keep doing that thing. But if it's not, you now have an opportunity to change that. And that's a choice. And so being at peace, that is a choice. I don't know, maybe I said this earlier, I forgot, but people confuse happiness with peace. I can be feeling sad, anxious, depressed, nervous, happy, joyful, laughing, whatever it is. And within all of those ups and downs, I can still maintain that baseline of peace, because I know that those are just fleeting experiences that are going to come and go as part of my life. And I've accepted that. And that's where we need to come to as human beings, is that state of acceptance of, this is the human experience and we're here. And if you're here, it means that you've already done everything that you need to do in your life to allow yourself to be loved and to feel worthy and feel like you belong here, without anyone else's bullshit telling you that you don't need to be. There's nothing more that you need to achieve. There's nothing more that you need to do other than just be and exist and be in the present moment and feel everything that comes along with that. And like I said earlier, when you start bringing that awareness to it and you start coming back to the present moment, that'll start helping you change the way that you live your life to actually have more ultimate fulfillment and not be stuck in the past and not be worried about the future. Because you just know, and it's just an inner knowing. And it's that state of knowing and that state of being that provides that peace and that clarity for what it is that we want to be doing. I'm in this little cafe right now, and they actually closed early. Usually there's people here, so I don't get to film in the beautiful garden that they have. But I was sitting over there, and I was doing some video editing and just thinking like, I really don't want to be doing this video editing right now, like blah, 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 voice in my head, because I really just wanted to create. And I didn't beat myself up for, thinking that way when I was over there. I allowed myself to feel all of that and then realized like, oh, that's because I want to be creating right now. So I got this camera out and I started making this video. And that's it. And once I'm done with this, maybe I'll have the energy to want to go back and, do some of the editing stuff and, do the other things that I want to be doing as well. And it's not that I didn't want to be doing those things and I don't in general. It's that right now in that moment, I didn't. So I'm not. And here I am. And that's it. Society doesn't really allow for things like that to happen, especially if you're somebody who works a 9-to-5 job or works for somebody else, is you're on somebody else's time. But if that is you, it's because you have made the choice to do that. And that's not a wrong choice. It's not a bad choice, but it is a choice. And you have to accept the fact that you've made that choice. And if it's that thing that's making you feel so sad and depressed and that you don't want to be doing it, then make the choice to do something else. But that choice is only arrived at in the present moment of accepting all that is, accepting all that has happened in your life, and realizing that it is just a story that you are telling yourself. And at any given moment, you can choose to rewrite that story. And when you rewrite that story, every part of that story is only written in the present moment, in each moment that you are living it. I can't write the story for what's going to happen tomorrow because I don't control that. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know what's going to happen. There are things that I want to do, sure, but ultimately, it's not up to me. So I can only do what I want to do each day in each moment as it comes up and allow myself to feel the emotions that are there to help guide me and help be those guides that ultimately help me decide how I want to live my life and how I can maintain that level of peace. And you can do it too. But it starts with not trying to be happy, not trying to be this other thing, not thinking that once you get these things, you're finally going to be fulfilled and joyful and everything's going to be fine. There's always going to be more feelings that come up. And that's amazing. It's part of the human experience. And I think that it's the most beautiful thing that we can do. So if this video resonated with you at all, please definitely subscribe to my channel, give me a like, leave a comment if this brought up anything for you, if you have any questions. Also check out my private community on Patreon, where we can dive deeper into this stuff. We do group community calls and we're building a community around people who want to be living more consciously. So yeah, definitely check me out on there. Link is in the description of this video. And that's all I have for today. So thank you so much for watching. I do genuinely appreciate each and every one of you so much. I know I'm a small channel. I'm just getting started, but yeah, I've got so much love. See you next video.